Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda.
We are traveling all over Uganda to find hardworking farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need
to make their farms more productive and adapt to climate change.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice and turn their farms around into a profitable business,
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience
on the Shamba Shape Up,
Uganda!
Shamba Shape Up has been to many parts of the region. Uganda,
welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda! Kenya and Zambia.
Welcome
to Munda Makeover.
Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda.
This week, we're going to learn the value of teamwork.
But not only as people like you and me, Frog.
But Aggie, we are one, like a well-oiled machine.
Well, sometimes maybe. But do you know that plants can work in teams as well?
And when they do, each member benefits from the other member.
Let's go and see how teams can work on a farm.
Because working together makes us stronger.
Let's team up.
Let's go. It's harvest season.
But what next after harvesting?
In this episode, we are going to look at the things to consider when handling your harvest and what to do to ensure you keep getting value from your farm in the next seasons.
The first thing to think about is markets and the importance of farmers' cooperatives.
To learn more, let's meet up with our Munda Makeover duo, Kosi and Kachenana in Zambia.
Joining a cooperative is not necessarily a new idea. They've been around a while. But how a cooperative works, that can be. Let's find out. Hello. I'm meeting Daisy Lunda from the Ministry of Agriculture. She's going to tell us all about the Mwase Co-op.
Firstly, our farmers, their major source of income is farming. So working as an individual, they face a lot of challenges. Firstly, they have to consider the cost of buying inputs. Right. And when you look at the distance where they purchase inputs from, it's very far.
Right.
Even when they produce the harvest, they have to consider transport costs where they are going to sell their produce.
Right.
The other challenges that they face as on individual basis is labor.
Okay.
Most of our farmers, they grow up about 2 to 5 hectares.
Wow.
So working as an individual on such a large
piece of land,
it's really a challenge.
It can be. And
also knowledge, skills. It's a challenge to work as an individual. You miss out on important information.
Right.
We're going to meet a big farmer, Mr. Chira.
Right.
Yes, from Chimaliro Cooperative.
Great.
So I'm sure they'll explain to you the benefits of being in a group.
I'm absolutely looking forward. Let's get to it.
Okay.
And here's Chira with his fellow farmers from the Mwase Co-op.
Why is it better to be farming as a group?
The government of today wants groups to work together, then they finance something into that group.
Okay.
You share knowledge to the group.
Okay.
Sometimes you buy inputs by yourself, and during planting, you realize you didn't buy the right input. It is better to decide as a group and buy as a group. If it's fertilizer, you buy as a group other than buying as an individual.
From the group, with the help of the extension officer, they're able to share skills and knowledge.
From the group, we get to learn new things and we can go out and teach others.
We cannot run any project without a business plan.
Absolutely.
So we have learned about how to come up with a business plan. By now, I know how to write a business plan.
Ah, fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be very good.
So, co-ops really help with training and sharing labor. But there's more. Kachanana is going to be finding out how co-ops help when it comes to harvest time.
I'll be talking about how to get the best price for your crop at market. Interested? Keep watching.
Since farming is a business, it brings income to me, so that is enjoyable.
Speaking of generating income, what's the first thing that you do when you're planting that?
Is to put the seed into the soil.
Okay, Daisy, is that it? Is that the first thing?
Actually, that's not the first thing.
No, what is?
Marketing should be the first thing because farming is a business.
Okay, so how do you go about this?
So when the farmer is planning, should think about the crop that is going to market, where he's going to sell that crop, at what price that crop will be sold, not forgetting the cost of the inputs that will be involved, considering the area of land that he wants to work with.
You've determined the market, you've planted your crop, and you've harvested your crop. What next? What is the next step?
The farmer should think about aggregation.
Okay.
And aggregation is where each individual farmer brings their produce together at a particular point. That is important because it will help the farmer with transportation costs, even bargaining power of their produce. They'll have a higher say in the price of their produce because they are the ones, in actual sense, who have been involved in the production and they know their costs. So they'll bargain for a higher price for their crops.
Okay. Mr. Chirwa, as a cooperative, can you tell us how you yourself have benefited?
I've benefited a lot. Dividend from there, which we received from a cooperative after selling the produce.
Okay.
It's easy for them to be linked to other stakeholders.
Okay.
Yes, like for agro dealers, if they want to do group purchasing.
How does group purchasing work?
Well, group purchasing is where farmers put together their monies to purchase inputs. They select a supplier who will supply them with the inputs that they require. It's possible for them to have a discount, sure, unlike buying on an individual basis.
Co-ops help cut the price of transport, saving money. Aggregation means buyers come to you rather than you having to find them. And co-ops mean you get a better price as there is more to sell.
Thank you, Kozi and Kachanana. Working as a group is important to help get markets, therefore reducing post-harvest loss and also get more value for your produce. But what if you don't have the immediate market or if the prices are not favorable? What do you do?
Let's come back home to Uganda to revisit a familiar face, Stephen Begumisa. Remember him?
Thank you very much for having us.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And also wish you the safe journey.
Thank you.
Yeah, next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. This is exciting. The last time we watched Stephen's family Shamba, they had some challenges. I'm curious though to find out if they got fixed. What do I see? Come. Stephen, hey!
Hello!
How are you?
I'm good.
It's harvest season.
Since the other time they came to visit us, we have increased on production. So we have learned so many things.
Stephen has been following advice from iShamba.
The moment when they send the SMS and you follow up, you find the things on par.
As good as it looks, farmers like Stephen lose up to 40% of their harvest due to poor post-harvest practices. That is why we have invited Wilbur Sekandi, an expert from Naro, to teach us how we can reduce on these losses.
Stephen, first of all, let me take the opportunity to thank you. You have very good farming practices. Because imagine a garden of beans being harvested but this clean, you know? Yes, others will harvest when the field is very weedy, very shabby, and so on. And still, I can see very good post-harvest handling practices here.
Yes.
Is resting on taplings, is very clean. You can see the harvest is clean and everything is done in a very good way. That is good.
So since our last visit, has the farm improved?
Very much. The previous season was so much good, but this season has gone down, very down. Out of 100, I got 40%.
So the good news is that we have the project called Enhancing Climate Change in East Africa. This project is here to provide farmers with knowledge to know how they can use weather and climate information to reduce, it is even possible to eliminate losses due to climate changes and weather changes.
Wilbur went on to explain how the project works. First, we get all the weather information from the Uganda Meteorological Authority, and in collaboration with NARO, SIAT, and WISA, the information is passed to 9 farmers who are trained to interpret it and send the information to other farmers in the community.
You have access to the information, you understand it, and you are able to use it to reduce losses due to climate change.
Yes.
You know, from my experience from other farmers and different places, I see Stephen's harvest is not very bad. Because people made losses of up to 80% loss. But I assure you, you can still make more losses from what you have here if these beans are not handled well.
Wilbur went on to explain that Stephen has to follow the right post-harvest steps. First, threshing the dry harvested beans on a clean tarpaulin to separate the bean from the stalk. Then winnowing should be done to remove all the debris and husks. Then the beans need sorting to improve on the quality. Thirdly, extra sun drying is recommended to reach the right moisture content of 13%. All this is done on a clean tarpaulin. Finally, Stephen shows us where he stores his beans. What does Wilbur think about it?
The organization is not bad. Only that it needs improvement. The floor, the walls, like plastering to make the walls smooth. With those cracks and what. Then I can see the pallets are there, which is recommended. And the way the sacks are put on the pallet, they should not touch the wall. There remain some space.
From there.
And all that improves aeration, but also to make sure that there are no infestations of with brooches and so on.
I have learned many things. By next time, I will improve in store management and post-harvesting handling.
To get the weather information from Enhancing Climate Change in East Africa project, SMS your name and location to iShamba to the number 6115, and you will be linked to the nearest trained farmer to give you more information. This information will help you and your community to make better decisions on your farming practices. And we know knowledge is power, and power is money in your pocket.
That's right, Frob. And this is not just for beans. After the break, we shall learn what the experts in Kenya advise on good post-harvest handling and storing.
See you after the break. Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up Uganda. In today's episode, we see the things we can do during and after harvests so that we reduce the chances of post-harvest losses.
We have seen how farmers benefit from working as a group in Zambia and how to ensure we handle our beans harvest well to reduce losses.
In this part, we shall get more tips to reduce post-harvest losses in Kenya. Then, we will learn how to best prepare for the next harvesting season.
Let's join Tony and Carol in Kenya. It's harvest season there as well.
Our first expert to introduce us to some new farming technologies is Rosemary Babu from the World Food Programme. Rosemary is going to talk to us about avoiding food losses at the harvest and post-harvest stage.
Food production is at its peak currently, and unfortunately, we're seeing losses of about 40%, which means that globally we are losing 1.3 billion tons of food.
Rosemary, wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
When you imagine that and there are people sleeping hungry somewhere, that's sad.
It's very sad, and post-harvest losses are the leading cause of food insecurity for millions of families across the globe, and especially in Africa.
So how do they alleviate these problems?
There are a lot of simple technological solutions that the farmers can use. We have the moisture meters, we have the tarpaulins, we have the pallets that they can use, we have the hermetic bags, and also grain silos.
Wow, that is so nice because incidentally, our farmer is harvesting. And particularly maize for today. Rosemary, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, Rosemary and I are meeting up with Elizabeth Kamau from the Food and Agriculture Organization. Elizabeth has come to help Jones with some key technologies for handling maize. The first is called Stook King.
Jones.
Madam Elizabeth.
Yes.
What is this?
This is called Stook King.
Stook King.
Yes, and we recommend Stook King if the farmer doesn't have enough time or enough labor. When they have their crop that is standing in the field and they cut it, then they can have it now standing the way it's standing. It's called Stook King, where you're stooking the maize by side in a pyramid style.
Stook King is a great way to stack maize, but if it's not done correctly, it can cause problems, as Jones is finding out.
The way he's done it is wrong.
Why?
Because it looks like it's more of stacking side by side. And when you stack side by side, you get water getting into your crop. You get pests getting into your crop. You can see like already this cob is actually already spoiling. Yes, because it's already wet.
You're supposed to stook it like this, and the cob should be facing down so that the water drips down.
All right.
Yeah.
The correct way to stook is to make sure the maize is standing upright. The pyramid shape helps stop rotting by allowing rainwater to run off. It also makes it difficult for pests to climb up and attack the grain. Okay, now what's the next stage after stooking?
We also want to maximize our yields. That is, everything we harvest should be good and good quality. So we put it on the tarpaulin so that 1, it is clean, 2, it's not broken, and 3, it is not dirty or infested with the molds. One of the reasons why we recommend that they don't throw it on the soil is because the soil has insects, the soil has mold, and this mold is what leads to aflatoxin infestation.
So what happens after that?
So we again recommend you dry it on the cob because the tarpaulin is clean and your food will be safe. If the maize is not dry, you end up losing some more grain that hangs onto the cob. Then after now that drying, you can now do the shelling.
Let's have a look at some maize Jones harvested earlier. Elizabeth has arranged for a portable shelling machine. It's even small enough to fit on a motorbike. It's quick and easy to set up, and in no time, the shelling can begin. Wow. Elizabeth.
Yes.
You want to tell me this machine has done all this?
Yes, this maize sheller that's also portable.
Yes.
Can help you shell your maize very, very fast because it can do 120 bags
per day
of 100 kilos.
That's a lot of bags.
Yes.
Wow.
The sheller machine reduces the breakages because, you know, most of the time, once the farmers have harvested, they put them in bags and then they use sticks to beat the bags. Yeah. And that causes a lot of breakages, which reduces the quality of the grain and which also exposes the grain to toxins, aflatoxins especially.
Yeah. So what happens after we've shelled our maize?
Now, after shelling the maize, the best thing would be to clean it. Something called winnowing, where you are separating the chaff and the good maize, and then also sorting, so that what you keep or what you store is only clean maize. And also you need to make sure that the moisture content is right. Is it, Rosemary?
Yes, very important to check the moisture. You measure the moisture using a moisture meter.
Yes. Can we go to the next stage?
Yes, we should.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you.
Okay. The final stage is storing. Use airtight hermetic bags like the ones Jones has here. Being airtight, they kill any pests inside the bag without using chemicals. But remember, store the bags lying flat, away from the walls and raised up off the ground to avoid damp. Use pallets if you have some around the farm. This also makes it easy to spot rodents if they try to attack the grain.
Thank you, Carol. This method of storage can keep your grain for long enough for you to wait for the prices of grain to go up. Then you can sell at a good price as you continue into the planting season. Speaking of planting season, it is important to ensure you prepare well and early enough for the next season of planting. Let's join Aggie to learn more. Over to you, Aggie.
Thank you. Today we are in Rengo district, central Uganda, and I can feel the seasons are changing. Follow me, let's find out. Topista!
Yes, madam.
How are you? How are you?
Hi, welcome.
Well done, thank you. Topista and her workers are busy preparing her land for the next crop. Topista, how big is this land?
This land is on 3 acres.
And what do you intend to put here?
I'm intending to put here the beans this season.
Perfect, because I have someone that I know is going to help you.
Okay.
But I wonder where he went. There he is. Let's go meet him. Our beans expert for the day, Wilbur Sekandi, an expert from National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, has some great tips for our farmer, Topista. Wilbur, you've walked around, and what are your observations?
Okay, I've observed this would be a good field for beans.
Okay.
That is, if well prepared.
This is perfect. Wilbur, if we got these seeds, will you help us show us the steps so that we can plant this garden and get done with it?
Oh, sure.
Nice.
Yes.
Let's go get the seeds and then he'll help us.
Yeah, so let me remain with these people, showing them the steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find you. This process should take 2 months, but Wilbur and the workers will show us how to prepare the land the correct way. The first step is to slash the overgrown grass. Once the land is clear, the second step is the deep plowing to mix up the soil with the grass. This is so that the grass can decompose into the soil, making it more fertile. It is recommended that within 2 weeks' time, the field is plowed again, and this is when well-decomposed manure is applied to further boost soil fertility. While the team prepares the land, Topista and I finally arrive at Chazanga Farmers Cooperative Society to pick up her seed. And to my surprise, whom do we find? Stephen. Stephen.
I know you.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good to see you.
Great to see you too.
The last time I saw you, you were in the Shamba. Now you're here. What are you doing here?
I'm part-timing here. Now we are farmers. We have an organization which govern us. Have one voice.
I see.
Yeah.
So you know Topista?
Yeah, I know Topista.
She told us she gets her seeds from here, and that's why we are here.
Oh, don't worry. I have some number of varieties. I have Narubin 3 here.
Nice.
I have Narubin 6 here. I have Narubin 2 here.
This is what she wants, huh?
Yeah. Actually, even I have Narubin 4C, the Kiraimba one. Then I have Narubin 1.
Most of the time I like this Narubin 2 because the good yields there we get. Yeah.
Which area are you going to plant?
For this season, I'm going to plant the other down part.
You can take Narubin 2, or since it is hilly, also Narubin 1 can work very well.
Why not the climbing beans since it's hilly?
The climbing beans, it requires much water. And the maturity period, it can take 4 months.
I see.
So I can advise her to plant Narubin 2 because the maturity period, it is around 75 days.
Thank you very much. I think we should just pick our beans and get out of here.
Okay.
Cooperatives like Chazanga Farmers Cooperative Society advise their members on the right seed variety to plant, among other things. We have our seed and wow! Wilbur is done with the land preparation. Wilbur.
Hello.
Our seeds are here.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, I think you've got the right seed.
Okay, sir. Should I plant now my beans?
Oh, no. You have to wait for information that comes in through our project, Enhancing Climate Change Resilience in East Africa, where we provide information to farmers. It talks about the length of the season, when it's expected to begin and end, and how much rainfall you expect. Okay. Yes, so you'll based on such information to make a planning decision.
Okay.
Yes, this project is working in 8 districts in Uganda, including Lwengo.
Okay.
And in Lwengo, we are targeting reaching 500 bean farmers with the information.
Okay.
Yes, and we are sure yields are going to increase, farmers are going to improve. in the farming practices.
One of the ways farmers like Topista are fighting climate change is through adapting by planting the right seed variety and using farming platforms to know what to plant, when to plant, and how to plant.
If you plant a good seed variety, you find as a farmer, you get the good yields, you become a role model because even other farmers come to you so that we in the community, we do the same thing so that we gain together.
Exactly, Topista. And when we grow together, we ensure food security and enough income for the poor community and the entire nation.
Join us on our journey as we continue to ensure food security and prosperity of our farmers on the next Shamba Shape Up Safari.